Hello everybody, Kevin Jones here with my good friend and teammate, Luke Humphreys. How are you doing today, Luke?
Good, man, good. What's going on, everybody?
Yeah, we are happy you guys joined us today. This is the 2020 Memorial Championship presented by Discraft, and we got some exciting action coming for you guys. Commentary presented by Prodigy Disc.
Yep. Beautiful Arizona, perfect weather for round one. Can't wait to see these guys shred.
Yeah, no doubt. Who do we have today, Luke?
We have Greg Barsby, Ricky Wysocki, Tim Barham, and Brian Earhart. We got a couple Innova guys, a couple Discraft guys.
Very nice, 2 and 2.
Yep.
What are conditions looking like today? I just saw that it said 5-mile-per-hour winds. And pretty sunny as well. Is that right?
Yeah, it's prime, man. These are the conditions that people want out here at Fountain. They'll be throwing darts, I guess.
Yeah, I imagine so too. It seems like it's extreme scoring conditions today. Field is open. Anybody could come out and give their Memorial Championship a great start.
Yeah, based on last year, I believe people are going to need to shoot something like 12, 14 under a round to win this thing.
Whew. That is extremely fire. That's a bunch of birdies and not that many bogeys, that's for sure.
Starting off on hole 1, 393. You got to carry water the whole way. We got Greg Barsby throwing a Scorpius.
Very nice. This is easily one of the most daunting hole ones in disc golf.
Yep, without a doubt, and it's one of 4 holes playing over par today. So right off the bat, you got a couple hard holes, 1 and 2.
Yeah, so in my opinion, guys, the play here is play something out super far to the right. I mean, it's nice if you get yourself a putt or a look at the basket, but really, it's hole 1 of a 4-round tournament. You just want to be inbounds, just like Rick's playing it right here. I think he's going to be super solid with that.
I believe that was a destroyer for Rick, one of those new Halo destroyers.
Oh, those things are sweet. They're really pretty.
Yeah, we got Brian Earhart, lefty, stepping up.
Lefty. So do you think this whole play is really good for a lefty?
Man, I wouldn't want to be a lefty, honestly, unless I was Chris Clemens, because I watched him park it with a flick yesterday, just right before my round started.
So not the ideal lefty hole, I guess.
No, this is a Zeus from Brian. Looking pretty good, looking a little safe.
Oh, good action on the ground.
Yeah.
Really, you want a lefty shot needs to hit that slope if you want it to kind of stick real good. Otherwise, you're going to skip to 40 feet in a death putt.
Yeah, but he'll have a right at circle's edge putt.
Very cool. We got Tim Barham all the way from Michigan.
Yep.
This guy's always fun to watch.
Yeah, great attitude. Nice guy. This is looking a little short. Yeah. Just misjudged slightly, it looks like.
Absolutely. Maybe just not quite committed enough. Looks like he's going to the drop zone, though.
Yeah. This is played from the women's tee, which is the men's drop zone.
Oh.
And another little mistake from Tim.
Double OB. That's 1 and 2 out, 3 and 4 out.
Yeah.
He did get the spot, luckily. This is looking like a 6 unless he absolutely smashes a huge putt.
Yeah, 70-foot water. Yeah, that's a tough one to run.
6 it is. And keep in mind, guys, those discs are out 15, 20 feet into the water. Those are discs that I'm sure he planned to use for the rest of the round.
Yeah, exactly. Great putt from Rick. Probably 43 feet.
Yeah, Ricky doing what he always does on the putting green.
Yeah, great way to start your round, start your Memorial.
Definitely.
We had a couple 7s on this hole, 5, 6s, so the big numbers were out there. I think that's why it played over par.
Yeah, I am a part of the 6 stats, personally.
Barsby, yeah, maybe the water coming into play a little bit.
Solid run, though.
Yeah.
Nose down, not bringing water into play.
Take his 3 and move on. Brian, maybe some of the same there.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Super close.
He's putting with GT bangers. Loves those things.
Bangers. He's probably one of the few people I know that putts with bangers.
Is it him and like Michael Johansson? Huh?
MJ putts with bangers?
To my knowledge, don't quote me. Sorry, MJ, if that's not correct.
Fair enough.
We'll figure it out and let y'all know.
I know he's been back and forth between at least ringers sometimes. I know he throws a purple banger.
Get this, Sias Elmore hits an 87-foot putt on hole 1 for birdie.
What? for birdie. Holy smokes.
I know. Yeah, I'm wondering if it was a layup that floated or if he was going for it. It's hard to have an angle at an 87-footer on one.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So here we are, hole 2, first par 4 of the round, and there's only 2 par 4s, I think. Yeah, 2 par 4s out there. So 703 feet. This is a fantastic hole, honestly. Really requires 2 great shots and plenty of options as well.
Yeah. What did you do off the tee here?
Personally, I'm doing a flick this year. I'm trying to go flick, but only because my flick has added a few extra feet, and so I'm able to do that comfortably. You see a lot of people do turnover backhand to get the distance. Ricky does have enough distance on his sidearm.
Yeah, that's what we're going to see here from Rick. You can see the low hyzer gap there. That's just a bit inside. Gets through the tree, though.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what that is. He's just a little bit scared of the water. I mean, how could you not be? It's all along the left side.
Yeah.
And it's early in the round. You just want to be in bounds, and he still could birdie from there.
For sure. It's not long enough to where a short drive is going to hinder him from getting the birdie. That's what you want, though. Greg's showing you how it's done, hanging it out just a little more, skipping to a great spot in the fairway.
Yep, that's a very good drive from Greg. Brian Earhart has a good lefty backhand for this.
It's a great hole to be a lefty on. That's his Zeus. He's just hanging it out wide.
Nice and committed.
Oh, yeah.
Man.
Playing the shortest route to the hole when you play along the water like that.
Yeah, it does. It actually makes the hole much shorter, so good shot from Brian. Tim needs to get up. I think he's going to be okay.
Yep. Oh, don't roll in.
Don't be weird.
Stop that. Oh, my gosh. Tim needs just to catch a break.
Yeah, that's such a rough start for the tournament.
This hole played as the hardest hole on the course. So you're seeing, the teeth. You got to carry the water on the first shot, and then this green is super quick to any hyzers coming in. You'll see Rick played a little wide probably because of that.
Yeah, good point. Anything on this green specifically likes to skip a lot. And it's important to know the course because some places on this course are really sticky. So this is not one of them.
Agreed, right? And that's kind of the play. Get around that tree. Don't mess with the water much. And Greg's going to give himself just about a circle's edge putt for birdie.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Everybody's trying to go around the one tree. Needs some finish.
Tim kind of gets robbed on the skip, but he'll be right there at circle's edge looking at his birdie.
Yep, very makeable.
Pretty death putty, though.
It is.
And that nice forehand from Brian Earhart. I love watching that.
Yeah, it's one of the smoothest in the game and one of the touchiest as well. I'm actually kind of surprised he went lefty backhand and then forehand, kind of playing that righty line.
Yeah, Rick from 45, just off the top.
But right on line. Looks like Rick is feeling his putt right now.
This hole had a 9 on it, a couple 8s, and 4 7s. So there were some people that had some trouble with this hole. That's why you see the average so high. And Tim connects on his par save. Great par save after that drive.
Yeah.
Showing how it went in, I think, is what he was doing.
Maybe so. Yeah, this is one of those holes that if you get par on it, you're going to be okay. It's early in the round. There's 16 birdie holes right after this hole that you can get, so par is fine. A birdie is almost a little extra.
Greg just a little low. Looking for him to get started.
Yep.
Brian, after a great approach to the green, I think he threw his first putt on one a little low, so look for him to make an adjustment and jam this. I like the focus. Similar to Greg, just a little low. What do you think that is? The water behind it, Kev?
That's tough to say. I think it's just early in the tournament. I think he's quite timid, just a little bit timid to commit fully.
Yeah.
Water could play a factor for sure.
Yeah. Like we said, the first 2 holes, you got the number 1 handicap and the number 3. So a couple hard holes to start with. Coming into a birdie hole on the 3rd, 294. Any way you want to play it, you can play it. Just put yourself near the basket. How do you play this one, Kev?
Yeah, I play a stable disc along that right side wall. I'm usually going mid-range here. It's also a putter shot as well if you have the power. But, I mean, it's just wide open. You can see anybody go from spike hyzer to a sidearm. Really, it's what you're comfortable with.
Totally.
So Rick looks like he's comfortable with a sidearm. I'm thinking that's a Firebird.
I'd agree.
Yeah, that's a Firebird.
Oh, yeah. Great shot by Rick. You'd expect nothing less.
Barsby's lining up a hyzer line.
Looks good out of the hand. You kind of have to hang it over that OB to make it come in just right.
Yeah, if you're playing a super wide hyzer, you really do.
Yep, well judged by Greg. Lefty backhand from Brian. That kind of looked like a putter, didn't it?
I think so, possibly. And he left that really short, unfortunately. That's not what he wanted.
I believe that was his Luna.
Okay.
Tim going out wide. Oh, played it perfect.
That's a great shot from Tim.
Yep. We're going to have 3 inside the circle in this jump putt here from Brian.
So this basket is elevated, so if you run a putt like this, you can actually end up at another long distance putt, but Brian gave it a good chance without going too far past.
Yeah, got the raised basket here. There we go. Greg getting rolling. Committed to a putt, banged it. His round has started. What do you think about the raised baskets?
I think they're fine, in moderation, definitely.
Yeah. Mix it up on an easier hole, though.
Yeah, usually they add about a quarter stroke to the hole.
Mm-hmm. Luckily today there's no wind, so these guys aren't dealing with any of the headwind or downwind putts. They get a little tricky on the high baskets.
Yep.
So they make clean work of those birdies, and Brian will take a par. Moving on to a new hole here.
Hole 4 is the brand new hole added to Fountain Hills. Pretty basic, everybody. You got a big, giant soccer goal, I like to call it, triple mando. In other words, 250 feet, straight to the pin, OB behind. It's tough to bring the OB into play unless you're throwing a fast disc, though. Luke, what were you opting for here?
Man, just a backhand putter. I went with a PA3. Felt like that was the one for it. Looks like Rick goes pig. Little short, maybe circle 2 edge. If you miss the mando, you're going to a drop zone that's about 40 feet.
Yeah, a really makeable putt, so if you do end up missing the mando, you do have a chance to save your par.
Greg, showing you how it's done.
Yeah, interesting that both Ricky and Greg opted for the forehand. It just kind of shows how everybody has a different game, you know? They prefer for these straight shots, they prefer to flick the disc.
Yep.
And now we're seeing Barsby and now we're seeing Tim opt for the backhand, and Brian is also a forehand specialist. That's a zone.
Yep. And Barsby threw a DX Rhino for his shot.
Very nice.
This is edge of circle 2.
Cash.
He was feeling it.
Yep.
You could tell he'll be disappointed in that one. It's a pretty easy hole.
Brian is playing very timid right now, in my opinion. That first shot off the tee was just a little bit scared, I think.
Never really got it flat.
Once he starts committing, he'll start seeing the birdies come.
Mm-hmm. We had 20 people miss the triple mando on this hole, and about half of them were able to convert from the drop zone. So it's a fairly forgiving drop zone.
Wow.
Yep.
That's super interesting.
9 of the 20 converted their drop zone putts for par.
Holy moly. So that should tell you how good people are putting as well.
Yeah, there was no wind. That 38-footer was, for a pro, they need to have it.
Yeah. Barsby is going to make good work of this, I imagine.
Mm-hmm.
Pick up another birdie, his second in a row.
Gets it.
Yep. Nose down helps him quite a bit.
Couple tap-ins from the rest of these guys. You can see a little disappointment in Rick's face there. He knows he's better than that.
I think 2 down after 4 is a really just above average score. I think it's just fine to be at 2 down after 4. There's 2 easy birdie holes, but also 2 holes that can turn into a mess.
Yeah. Well said. Looked like he was limping, possibly?
Oh, Ricky is absolutely limping. He's having a bunch of joint pain. this day.
Okay.
He was actually really, really struggling before his round. So I really hope that kind of goes away.
Yeah, we all hope that subsides a bit. Going to hole 5. This is the big one of the first 5. You're looking to throw it out, probably wider than Greg put it.
Yep, so people who don't have the top echelon of distance are going to be going a little bit more direct at the pin. Kind of like Greg did there. I still think he wanted more to the right, but Ricky, he's going to hang this out way to the right, I imagine.
You're right, probably kind of in the middle of the two, but looking great.
Oh my gosh.
Hits the electrical box and stays in. I don't know if that was a good break or a bad.
It was absolutely a good break.
Okay.
Because that was going long. But the fact that it was going long is just crazy. That is a huge throw.
Yeah. Yeah. Shows that even when his joints are hurting, Rick's still got that elite power.
Yeah, he's throwing so far nowadays.
Tim coming up a bit early. And look at Brian going with the forehand. It's a huge forehand, people.
Yeah, executing a birdie with a forehand here would be world class.
I think that was a Zeus. He probably wanted it a little flatter, but he might be okay with that. It's a tough hole to birdie. 3 plays.
Yeah, Tim going to be laying up here.
Ooh!
Good sticky grass. This is one of those spots where you're not going to get much of a skip.
Yeah, gave it a bid. Another semi-bid from Brian.
Ooh, I like this look from Greg. He's going to put this really nose down and at least give it a chance, while other people sometimes wouldn't be able to.
Put the hair down for it. I thought he was going to hit it.
Yeah, that was a good run.
Now Rick looks like he's got to go over the electrical box.
Oh, he just...
Stop.
No.
What a terrible break.
That's awful break.
Yeah.
Through the Velcro grass and everything. The mistake on the putt was he wanted a little bit more nose down to just kind of get over that electrical box and in, but
Yeah.
it was too flat.
Yeah, unfortunate. Only 2% of the field parked this hole. So it was, it's a tough green to access with the trees in front, OB behind and to the right. There's just a lot of thoughts in your mind as you're throwing it. And you can't make the mistake of going OB right or you leave yourself 350, 400, still trying to access a hard green.
Yes, the idea is to end up left if you're going to miss.
Right.
But 2% of people parking this hole, that's not that many at all.
Moving on. So awesome to see the Japan Open coming back. Are you going to be attending that next year?
I will definitely be attending that tournament. That's going to be my first time to Asia, actually. Yeah, that's going to be sweet.
It's great that they're bringing that back. I think a lot of pros have voiced that they are going to attend without a doubt, if at all possible.
Yep, and hole 6, 233 feet, just up the hill and over a tree. You've got 3 options in my opinion. 2 really high percentage options though. Greg showing us the first one.
Backhand righty spike hyzer.
Yes.
You're looking to get it just past the tree that he landed beside. He might have a semi-obstructed putt, but he's in the circle.
Yeah. The interesting thing about this hole is, good shot by Tim,
Yeah.
is that a lot of times you judge your shot based on the wind.
Yep.
So if you have both a forehand and a backhand, you might want to play your shot according to the wind then.
Right, because you can go over the trees on the other side of that tall bunch there, as you had suggested. Brian, a little low on the hill, and it's like 50-50 whether that stays or not.
Yeah, it is.
You'll see some of them spike in, kind of tombstone, and others take off rolling down the hill, and you've got about a 35-footer for your par. Looks like both these guys may have stayed, though.
That's good.
Rick, about circle's edge.
Yeah, looks like it was just inside. That's a good putt from Rick, and he is making his way slowly to the basket. Like we said, he's just hurting a lot today.
Yeah. This hole played over a half stroke under par, so most of the pros were looking to get their birdie here. You see Greg needing to straddle out a little bit. Taking his time, going to the spinner.
It's always frustrating when you get stuck behind the only tree by the basket.
Mm-hmm. Brian cashing in. Good for him. He started with 5 pars, so now he's under, looking to get started.
Yeah, on the birdie train now, finally.
Tim looking to get his birdie as well. Both these guys a little bit of a slow start. Maybe this can jumpstart him into something. Jared Larson, 96-foot par save. I don't know where you can get out of bounds 96 feet from the pin, but he jammed one.
Oh, that's an awesome stat.
I think you have to be over by the sidewalk, which would mean that it was a death putt too, which is just absolutely insane.
Sidewalk, or maybe just super far uphill putt, early right, but
yeah, good
nice
throw in or putt or whatever it was. Good on you.
Yeah, hole 7 is a 210-foot island hole, if you ask me. It's just one of those holes, you know, it's really short, so sometimes it might seem really easy, but when you're playing it in a tournament, this hole is so scary. The green is pretty fast relative to a lot of other spots on the course. Would you agree with that?
Totally. It's super domed, and the very top of it has the dirt patch. If you land pin high, you're likely going to catch a skip and go out of bounds long.
Yeah, you kind of want to play early. That's a really safe shot. I like that a lot from Tim, actually.
I do too. You end up with a tricky putt, but I believe that Tim's got the putting skills to bang that, as do most of the competitors out here. It's a forehand zone out of Brian.
Ooh, sit down.
Holds on. Great stay.
Any extra mile per hour on that one, and that is over the ridge. Luckily, he put just the right spin on it.
Rick going with the pig, nice and sticky, well played.
This is one of those holes where I definitely prefer to have a more tacky disc, something that's going to grab the grass.
Yeah, for sure. Is that what you're going with here? Stable putter?
I go slightly understable putter, just kind of flip it up and ride it on that that slope.
Maybe land it a bit short and let it slide.
Ideally, yes.
Great putt from Tim. He misses that putt, it's in the water.
Yeah.
Instant birdogey.
Yeah. Yes, it is. So that's awesome putt.
Back to back for Tim, getting things started. We got Barsby, nice, cashing from 26. Great putt from him, also a death putt. There's no putt on this green that really is safe if you don't make it in the chains.
Yeah.
You'd rather miss the entire basket than hit it and not go in. You end up with a roll or whatever it may be.
Brian taking his meter from the edge, even though he was safe, so this is looking to be a birdie for him as well.
Yeah, it'll be an all-star for the group. As easy of a hole as it is, you really don't see all-stars, you know? No. At least one person's going to catch a bounce, a hot skip or something and go in the water.
Yeah, I agree.
We had 38 people go OB on this 210-foot hole.
38 people out of how many are in the tournament?
160 some.
Wow.
So it's quite a bit of OBs. 25 of those 38 were able to save their par though. Either hit short and bounced back in or went over the green and were left with inside the circle putt. So
very nice.
Converted on the par save. How about hole 8, Kev?
Hole 8, par 4. A lot of people are saying this is one of the easiest holes on the course. And today I might agree with that because there's no wind. Anytime that there's some wind though, this upshot is scary, let me tell you. So the big arms here are gonna throw anything really high and just hard and get over all these trees, while people who don't have quite the arm are gonna have to kind of thread the needle. This is a good play. This is a really good play. It kind of pushes the left side of that fairway, which there's actually surprisingly a bunch of room over there, and then gives people a really straight shot at the basket. No. Whoa. So that's cool. We get to see the lefty line, which is not taken super often.
No, Brian cutting it a bit close, but looks to have ended up in a great position.
Ricky's just going to hammer something high, I thought. He kind of went lower than I thought.
Sometimes you can get skips and rolls here. He's got to be a little careful. Yeah, and that looks like it should have settled. Jordan Castro in my group landed about there and then just picked up and rolled into the water.
Oh, no. Yeah, that's a nightmare.
Yeah, Greg throwing a great one out there.
That's what you want right there. Good shot from Greg. He looks like he has a bench to play with in his run-up, but I'm sure he'll stand still that.
Yeah, and that was the new run of Katana that Greg's messing around with. He says he likes it.
Very nice.
Gotta sit, and it does.
Good shot from Tim. Those are sketchy, though. Whenever you spike them in this little peninsula, you never know the action that you can receive.
Greg twinkle-toeing on the cement and the concrete.
That's well played.
Yeah. What a stance. You're not going to find that on a normal course. Zone.
Zone for sure. That's such a good disc for this hole. It lands so flat that you really kind of take the roll out of play. Ricky is going to be doing a similar thing with a pig, and he pinned it.
Wow. Spins it off the pole. And as you said at the beginning of the hole, 25% of the people that played this hole parked it.
Okay.
Insane. That's not circle one. That's parked shots, people. 25%. So this did come in as one of the easiest par fours, the easiest par four, and the 12th easiest hole on the course.
Yep, everybody has figured out how to play this hole. Just throw something really high, get over those trees, and then you're sometimes even jump putting onto this island.
So this is the second of 3 peninsula holes that we'll have in a row. Oh, you see Rick. I feel for him.
That's awesome. Greg and
Champs.
Rick together. I love it.
World champs throwing up that one.
That's right. Hole 9, and now, Luke, is this the hardest hole on the course, or?
It's the least birdied. It came in tied with number 2 at .32 strokes over par. So
Wow, okay, so I totally could see that. The least birdied hole on the course.
for sure.
No doubt. For the big arms out there, they're really just trying to throw a hyzer. This is a safe line as long as it slows down.
Don't get the roll.
Not today. Okay.
Yeah.
Well done from Tim. That's 80 feet. He's going to take a par.
Yeah. He's going to jump putt up to this green. It's the most treacherous green on the course, with water within 10 feet of the basket at 270 degrees of the basket. So it's just, and that's a little bit trickier of a spot.
Yeah, it is. Luckily, since there's no wind, it's going to play not super hard for him. Ricky's even playing safe, but he throws so hard that really needs to chill. And I was not wrong.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
You never know with Rick's disc. They go so much farther than other people. So right when I saw it get to flat, it was alarming.
And Greg taking a more direct route at the basket. This is what you need.
That's fantastic.
Hard to tell if that stayed up. Looks like it did.
Yeah, so the more aggressive line is when people like that put it on a hyzer and attack the pin. I like that play.
Sit. Oh, Brian, just a little bit long on that upshot. This is one of the fastest portions of the course, I think, right here at the end of this.
Yep, if your disc comes down on a weird angle like Brian's did, it can have that little roll, and that can cost you an OB easily just by landing the disc on a slight hyzer. It sometimes picks up and grabs the sticky-ish grass and just shoots out of bounds.
Barsby looking for it.
Oh, that needs to sit. Man, I love it. I love his putt.
Yeah.
He ran it and still didn't go out of bounds.
There we go. Ooh. It's like watching Tiger at the 08 U.S. Open when he was playing that playoff against whoever it was. He came, with a torn up knee.
Yep.
That's what it feels like. Maybe Rick will do it just like Tiger.
I hope so, man.
That was Rocco Mediate that he was playing. 18-hole playoff at the U.S. Open.
Oh, my goodness.
3 people got the birdie on this hole.
3 birdies. Okay.
Yeah. We got Paul Macbeth,
Uh-huh.
Calvin Heinberg, and Garrett Gurthie parked it.
Huh. Very nice.
Yeah.
This is such an extra birdie to get. Oh, it feels really good when you can get this one.
Yep, totally. 18 people put it inside circle 2, and only 3 were able to convert.
So that's the end of our front 9 coverage. We've got Greg and Rick tied at 3 down, Brian Earhart at 2 down, and Tim at 1 down. All of these guys are not super content at where they are, but good thing is, a bunch of birdies coming on the back. 10, 11, 12 down is still in play for all these guys.
For sure. Stay tuned. We'll be back with the back 9 coverage and hopefully more birdies to come.
That's right. We'll see you there.